What nobody knows is that I lost one of my high heels and I dove to the ground to find it, and suddenly it was a dance move. Yikes. And then I had to go backstage and look at my manager, who was white as a ghost, freaking out and telling me I just ruined my career. What did he know? Then suddenly, I was on the stage at Madison Square Garden, and I looked out into the audience, and every girl was dressed like me. Freaked me out. Anyways, suddenly and suddenly and suddenly, that's one way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it is that everything happened exactly as it was supposed to happen. That I worked with the amazing people I was supposed to work with, that I traveled to the amazing places I was supposed to travel to, that I made the mistakes that I was supposed to make. That the universe would conspire to help me and guide me all the way up to this moment where I am standing in front of you. And finally, I have the chance to say thank you to so many people. First and foremost, I would like to thank my record company, Warner Brothers, whom I have been signed to for my entire recording career. Not many people can say that. And then there's Michael Rosenblatt. I wish he was here tonight. He's the person that more or less discovered me in a nightclub in Manhattan. He told me he was an A&R guy at Sire Records. I had no idea what an A&R guy was, but it sounded important. So I jammed my demo tape into his hand. We both did a tab of ecstasy, and then we danced the night away. That's the truth. Which leads me to the next person I have to thank, and that is Seymour Stein, and I do think he's here tonight. Seymour, where are you? Somewhere. The legendary Seymour Stein. Yes. To know Seymour is to love Seymour. Yeah. Who takes meetings with people when they're hooked up to IV drips in a hospital bed? Okay? I mean, I thought the guy was going to die. But he asked me, he was wearing boxer shorts, by the way, and a t-shirt. It was a little bit strange. He asked me to play my demo tape for him, and I just happened to be carrying a boombox with me. So, yeah. So I played my music, and he seemed to like it. And anyway, Seymour's still alive and well, which is great news. Thank you, Seymour. Does any of this sound strange? Hospitals, synagogues, ecstasy, I don't know. Believe me, it just gets stranger. The next person I have to thank is Liz Rosenberg. I know she's also here somewhere. Yeah. She's been and still is the head of publicity for my entire career. Now, does anybody understand the insanity of being my publicist for the last 25 years? Yeah. Well, I think Liz was smoking a joint when I first met her. Yeah. I walked into her office and she very politely stubbed it out in the ashtray. I don't think she thought I knew she was smoking a joint, but it was a little bit obvious. Anyway, we hit it off right away. She was my kind of girl, tough, irreverent, and funny. And we've had a long and amazing chunk of time together. God. After dealing with all the nutcases she's had to deal with and putting out all the fires that she's had to put out, it's kind of amazing that she's not shooting up heroin. I don't mean to grass everybody up and make it sound like everybody I hooked up with was like a drug addict or anything. But the fact of the matter is, or the reality is that I ended up with a group of very responsible and hardworking people who gave me an enormous amount of love and support, along with everyone else at my record company. And I don't have time to thank all of you, but thank you. So then, of course, I needed a manager, right? So I asked myself, who is the most successful artist in the business today? And self answered, Michael Jackson. So off I went to LA to find the man who managed Michael Jackson, to make him my manager. Cut to Freddie DeMann, another man I want to thank, the ultimate Mac Daddy manager, slick back hair, tan, smelling of expensive cologne, big desk, smoking a cigar. Yeah, he drove a Porsche. He gave me a ride back to my hotel in that Porsche. By the time we got there, he was my manager. And there was no monkey business, okay? He gave me... I'm just kidding. See, he rubbed off on me. This speech was not meant to have a lot of sexual innuendos, somehow. He's bringing sexy back. Okay. I'll get you, fucker. Okay, so we had an amazing 15 years together, and I learned a lot from him, so thank you, Freddie DeMann. It is while I was with Freddie that I met this incredibly cocky Israeli teenager named Guy Osiri. He was like Freddie's step-and-fetch-it boy. Yeah. He was always putting his 2 cents in, even when, and especially when, I didn't ask for it. He was the most ambitious, confident, idealistic, hungry for knowledge, obsessed with money 18-year-old I had ever met. He kept pestering me with his ideas. He never stopped scheming. He was relentless. And today, he is my manager. And I know that he would fly to the ends of the earth for me. So thank you, Guy. And as you can see, everything kind of goes full circle here, doesn't it? But what's a record without the music, right? That's right, motherfuckers. What's a record without Nile Rodgers, Pat Leonard, Babyface, Joe Henry, William Orbit, Mirwais Ahmad-Say, Stuart Price, Pharrell, and now Justin Timberlake and Timberland? I feel so lucky to have been able to work with such amazing songwriters and producers. I can't underestimate how grateful I am for that. I would also like to thank all of my fans who have stuck by me through thick and thin. God knows they've stuck by me, yes. Now be quiet. Now they've stuck by me through thick and thin, and God knows there's been a lot of thick. That's not an innuendo. I'd also like to thank the Semtex girls, who are my soldiers, and I know they would walk through the fire with me. Thank you, ladies. To my teachers, my friends, and my family, I thank you all for facilitating this journey, which for me has only just begun, and for reminding me that I am only the manager of my talent, not the owner. I've gone on to do so many things in my life, from writing children's books to designing clothes to directing a film. But for me, it always does and it always will come back to the music. So thank you very much.